Welcome back, guys, to part 2 of me turning my boring trunk in my 2015 Peugeot 208 into something looking extremely incredible. I mean, again, yeah, we're back for part 2. You guys hopefully watched part 1, and if you didn't, then I would suggest going watching that right now. It's on my channel. It's the latest video on my channel, so I'm just gonna recommend you to go watch that before you watch this part, because then you can see all the progress that we have made so far. And if you have watched it already, then I'm just gonna give a little resume of what happened last time, so you guys are up to speed on, yeah, what happened and what we're gonna do today. So first off, we got this bottom plate almost done yesterday. Not yesterday, the day before that, last time, and that was my goal for that day. So I'm quite happy about it. But yeah, I mean, of course, as you can see, we have the bottom here, we have the top, and today we are hopefully gonna almost be ready to put it in the car. We need to glue these two panels on, and we need to make some little stumps, wood stumps that we can put under to hold it up. So yeah, that's gonna be what we do today, and I just hope we can get it done. So yeah, as I just said, today we're gonna glue these in and hopefully make the little stumps of wood that's gonna hold this plate up, so it isn't laying on the floor all the time. To glue these on, I have some of this wood, anything material, indoor outdoor glue that is supposed to be great for not exactly these type of things, but more or less these type of things, you know. So yeah, I just have one of these tubes, and of course have something to apply it with, and then I'm just gonna lay a thin stripe all the way across the edges and just turn them over and press them in, and hopefully they're gonna stick. I mean, I think they're gonna. Why shouldn't they? I mean, it's made for all materials. So yeah, just gonna do that right now, and then I'm gonna cut back to you guys. So now, as you guys can see, the plastic glass plates are glued on, and I mean, it's not the prettiest, but this is the underside. You're not gonna see that, but as you can see, I just laid down this squiggly line all the way down. Got them on both sides. Tried to get some here on the bottom, but the plates weren't big enough. But yeah, just on both plates, the same squiggly line. Press them hard down, and I'm gonna find something with some weight on to keep them pressed, just so I can kind of sure that they don't separate or anything, and that they're really glued into the fabric and the wood. So I'm gonna find that now, and then I'm gonna cut right back. So yeah, I found these boxes of some pipe fittings, and I mean, these weigh definitely enough to keep these plates pressed down. So I'm just gonna wait about 10-15 minutes for this glue to completely set, and then I'm gonna try and flip it over and see how it looks from the other side. I hope I didn't get any glue on the visible parts, because that would be kind of annoying, but then I'm just hopefully gonna be able to scrape it off. For the little tree stumps that I'm gonna put under, I have some of this 2x4, just a little piece that I already had laying around. You know, it's long enough to get a couple of good stumps. Just gonna cut it in some pieces about this size, I think, maybe this size, just so they can, you know, stay above my amplifiers but not raise the bottom of my trunk too much. And to get those to stick to the wood, I'm gonna again use the same glue that I used for the glass panels on the bottom of those little wood stumps. And I mean, I think it's gonna stay. I hope it's gonna stay. I definitely do, because I mean, if they don't, I'm kind of screwed, because I forgot to put the wood stumps on the wooden bottom plate before I put the fabric on, and I don't want to screw through my fabric, because I think that's just gonna ruin it completely. But yeah, hope it's gonna work out fine. But now we just have to wait 10-15 minutes for this to all set up, and then we can see the result of it. So while the glue is drying, I'm gonna take this 2x4 as I showed you before, and I've marked up some dots at exactly 6.5 centimeters because my amplifiers are 5 centimeters tall, and I want, you know, an extra 1.5 centimeter to play with. So I've just made a lot of dots. I hope this is gonna be enough. And yeah, as the glue dries, I'm just gonna cut these out so I don't waste any time, because I am on a time schedule right now. As always, unfortunately, I mean, I hope that I wish that someday I have enough time to just go at this all day, but right now, I unfortunately don't. So yeah, just gonna use the time that I have efficiently, and just gonna get to it. So now the glue has hopefully dried, and I've cut out my little pieces of wood here and laid them kinda where I want them to be to get the most optimal support, so I don't have any places where my bottom plate is gonna bend down or potentially snap, because that would be devastating if that happened. I mean, if this snaps, all the work that I've done will be just go to waste. So I've laid these down as efficiently as I thought, as I think they're gonna be laid, and I'm gonna put a good amount of glue on these, because I want these to hold. As you can see, this has gotten a little bit more glue, because as I flipped it over and tried to, you know, test if it was dry or still wet, that one fell out. So had to glue that back on, and now it hopefully should stay in place. The other one I didn't have any problem with, so I think that's just gonna stay how it is. I'm potentially gonna move these a bit around, because I am also wanting to get some LED at some point. I'm not gonna get that done today because I didn't pick it up, which I'm kinda irritated about. But yeah, I'm gonna get these glued down, gonna wait for them to dry, and while they dry, I'm gonna come up with something to do while. Probably get some wires routed or something like that, you know, get it set in. Or maybe start thinking about the boxes for my speakers, the 6.5-inch speakers that I showed you yesterday. Not yesterday, last time. But yeah, I'm just gonna get on with it. Sorry. Just gonna keep working, you know, and yeah, just gonna get on with it. So right now, as my wood blocks are drying, I'm gonna go ahead and do some of the wiring. The most important part about doing this wiring is you remember to plug off your car battery. So I'm just gonna take the positive terminal right here, take that off, put it to the side so it's not gonna touch the battery, and then close this so I'm 110% sure that there is no power in the system. This is gonna reset the time and clock and radio and everything, but I mean that takes 5 minutes to put back, to set back to the original time and date. So as you can see here, I have laid out all the wires I'm gonna need. I laid out my distributor and the sound wires and some more that's gonna go to the speakers, and then my power and ground cables. Unfortunately, I didn't pick up the terminals that I'm gonna connect them with, but I'm gonna do that tomorrow when I come back, and hopefully I really do hope I'm gonna get this done tomorrow, because if I don't, then I'm kind of screwed. I want to get it done before the weekend, so yeah, I'm just gonna really work hard and as fast as I possibly can. But yeah, the plan here is that I'm gonna take my distributor here, connect it to the power wire that I already have to my battery. Just gonna cut this off right here, put this distributor on, and then I'm gonna have 2 power wires going from the distributor to my 2 amplifiers, and then I'm gonna keep my existing ground here for my bass amplifier, and then the other ground cable that I bought I'm gonna use for my speaker amplifier. And then I of course have my remote cable here, which is I'm just gonna jump that from one of the amplifiers over to the other, and then of course these, which are gonna transfer the sound from one of my amplifiers over to the other. So yeah, just gonna do that right now, and then we're gonna cut back to the, not the final, but almost the final result of the wiring. So yeah, just gonna do that right now. So I'm back now. I'm about halfway done with the wiring. As you can see, I got my power wires routed nicely to my sub amplifier and to my speaker amplifier. I have my sound wires routed to my sub amplifier and then over to speaker amplifier. I need to get that nice and tightly done so it's not loose like this. I have my control set up, my remote set up to my bass amplifier, and then I'm gonna take another and go to my speaker amplifier, and then that's about it almost. I need to make a ground for my speaker amplifier, and that's almost it. I'm almost done with the wiring already. So far I've been at it for about 15 minutes or so. I mean, it's of course easier when you already have the power wire and the ground wire already wired in the car, which I already had beforehand because, you know, I've been driving with the normal JBL Stage 2 bass subwoofer for half a year or so. If you're wondering where I bought all the equipment from, the distributor, the wires, the everything, the speakers, I bought it from something called Strata Sound. It's a Danish website that specializes in sound for every car that's out there. So if there's anybody here from Denmark, I'd highly suggest using them. This video isn't sponsored or anything. I just want to tell where I bought my stuff from, and I had a great experience with it. So yeah, I would highly recommend them if you're in Denmark and looking to upgrade your sound for your car, because I think they're awesome and I'm gonna be using them in the future for other projects. So yeah, I'm gonna go at the wires again, hopefully get it finished, but next time I start recording. And yeah, I mean, I'm excited for this. It's beginning to take shape, you know. Okay, so now I am almost done with the routing of the wires. I've got my ground wires routed, I've got my power wires, my sound wires, and as you can see, these two green lights indicate that so far I've done it right. So far it has ground, it has power, and it has remote. So I mean, the only thing left before I assemble all this is to do a little test run of it. I have my speakers, just the box pulled out here. Gonna pull one of them out real quick so you can actually see the speakers that I was talking about in the last video, and it's gonna be, or is the main reason why I'm doing this. So let's just nicely, easy assemble this. So, wait, we have a lot of screws here. Cable, some adapting. So this is the speaker, 6.5 inches, and I mean fairly wide. I mean, I think this is gonna push a lot of great sound. Has already been built-in tweeters. It has the wires in the back here, and it also comes with the wires that's gonna go on the back. So I just need to get that routed from my amplifiers. So far I think it's going great. Time-wise, still have a whole day tomorrow to use to build this. I mean, the only thing I need is kind of the boxes for the speakers. I'm of course gonna route plenty of wires so I can route them to my speakers once they are in place where they should be. But right now I want to wire them up so I can do a little test run and just listen how they sound. So yeah, I'm gonna do that real quick and then I'm gonna come back so you can see the test setup. So right now I have the test setup wired up with both of the speakers and the bass, and unfortunately I can't you know film because I'm gonna listen to music and copyright and all that stuff. But I'm gonna throw on a song now and I'm gonna listen how it sounds, and then I'm gonna come back and I hope this works. I am so nervous about this right now because if it doesn't work, then again it's all lost. It was all a waste. So I'm so nervous. It's also started raining now for some reason. I don't really know why. Probably should close my hood. But yeah, Gonna test it right now, and then I'm gonna come back because, man, I hope this works. It absolutely worked. I mean, as you can see just by my face, it worked absolutely perfect. And I am so glad it did because, man, I was just just before turning it on, I was like, what if I did something wrong? What if what if I end up shortcutting some of the wires? What if something is touching? What if there's gonna be distortion in the sound? So much went through my head before turning it on, but as soon as I turned it on and put on a banger, absolute banger, I mean, it just blew my mind. How much, I was gonna say a little can do, but it's not, a little, but how much something can affect your driving experience. As proper sound, I mean, proper sound is, by my opinion, the most important thing about a car, is that you can drive down the road at 80 kilometers an hour, nobody in your rear mirror, nobody coming from any point, you're just alone on the road and listening to your absolute favorite songs. And I mean, I can't really describe how happy I am that this worked, because as I said last video, I've never done any of this before. This is my first time, and I did it. I mean, of course, I have run the basic wiring for the 12-inch bass before I did this, but that's amateur stuff. I mean, I have a power wire going down under the car, which just tagged up under some of the underskirts. But I mean, I watched videos for that, and my dad helped me with that. This I have done completely alone these 2 days now, 3 days tomorrow, because still needs some things done. I've been all alone about this. I haven't watched any videos. I just went about it and learned as I go. And I mean, honestly, of course, it's my opinion, but I think this is the best way that you can learn. It's just by doing it, throwing yourself out in it. I mean, you can't. Of course, you can read so much about it, and you can watch videos on how to do it and have an idea of how you're gonna do it. But you can't do something before you do it. I mean, you can't ride a bike before you sit up on it and paddle. You can't program a computer before you turn on your computer and the programming program, of course. And you can't drive a car before you sit behind the wheel. So, I mean, the best way that I think is the best way of learning things is just to do it. And I encourage you guys so much to do the same if you of course have the resources and want to do it. I mean, of course, don't follow this as a guide because, again, I'm not professional. I'm just doing what I think is right and what I think looks best. There's so many much more talented people than me out here doing these videos and giving you exact guides on how to do it. But I mean, I enjoyed this. I enjoyed not watching some other people do it for me. I enjoyed learning everything here. I enjoyed the whole process of learning, of doing it, of the being excited, being nervous, watching it all work out. I mean, it couldn't be better. I still have some more things to get done for today. I still have 15 minutes or so before I'm gonna close up here. So I think I'm gonna cut it off right here. I just want to thank you guys so much for watching along, for watching this part 2. Part 3 is probably gonna be out tomorrow. Hopefully I can get the rest done by tomorrow. And hope you enjoyed the series so far. So yeah, nothing more to say than see you in the next one.